Hello, my dear friends. Let's start with the chapter 2 now. A brief glimpse of the new world. The following is a brief glimpse of the good life in the new age, beginning in the year 2029. It gives you an overall view of where the shift is leading us. Each of the following aspects will be covered in more detail in the subsequent chapters of this book. The main difference in our lifestyles will come from the fact that everyone will be operating from the heart based on unconditional love for all. We will not have a desire to hoard things for ourselves while others suffer from the lack of it. Everyone will believe in sharing. Imagine you have a loving family you care about. If you have food, you will not allow your children to starve because you really love your children. Similarly, you share your other resources with your family members so each of them can have a lifestyle similar to yours. You do not say, I made this money and I'm not going to share this with you. Nor do you say, I bought this food and I'm going to eat it alone. You go get your own. Instead, you share and share alike when you truly love your family. If you take that concept and extend that love to your neighbors, you start treating your neighbors the same way. You start sharing things with them. There will be no major differences in your lifestyle and that of your neighbors. And if you extend this love further to cover everyone you know in the world, you have a desire to help everyone in the world lead as good a life as you do. This is not Soviet communism. On first reading, this may sound a lot like the world communist system, similar to the one in the Soviet Union. However, there is a major difference. The communist system was forced upon the people. They did not do it by choice or by using their free will. They were not operating from love. The leaders were still using fear and control against the general population while they themselves were living a very good life far superior to that of the common citizen. In the new world, everyone will have a desire to share and to see his neighbor live like his loved family member. When it comes from the heart, the person is happy in the sharing and acts out of love and caring for others. In the Soviet communist model, free will was totally suppressed, whereas in the New World, everything is totally based on exercising one's free will. Let's know about sufficient resources for everyone. Planet Earth currently has sufficient resources of all kinds to support the entire population. This is true of food, water, energy, or other supplies for housing, clothing, education, and any other area that we can think of. Some of the reasons why there appear to be shortages are 1. Improper or non existent distribution systems, 2. Individuals or organizations hoarding goods for profit or political motives, 3. Suppression of new and efficient technologies for energy production, 4. Refusal to share new and efficient production methods and technologies, 5. Desire to maintain financial and political control. Once these restrictions no longer exist and people start sharing everything, even the current resources on earth will be more than sufficient to fulfill everyone's needs. No secrecy allowed in the new world. All corruption of any kind, any transaction that involves a cheating of any kind or any lopsided transaction benefiting one party at the expense of the other requires that the basic truth be hidden and that all parties not have free access to all information. In the new world, all information will be freely available to everyone. Imagine if you have access to any information you need at any time on the internet or your phone. 1. How can anyone be corrupt and pay or receive a bribe? Everyone will know that they received money for no services offered and also who paid them. 2. How can anyone cheat you by making up a good story? If they try to sell you something which is not worth much, you would know that and would not pay a high price for it. 3. If a stockbroker tries to sell you shares in a company that he knows is a poor performer, you will have access to the same information and you would not buy. 4. If for any item you want to buy, you can find the true cost of production and the profit margin that the company is making, would you ever buy from a company that has an unreasonable markup? Especially if you had instant access to information about where you can buy the same article at a lower cost. If information is freely available, no military attacks or crime can be planned. That will be the scenario in the new world. Let us look briefly at some major areas of life in the new world. Let's see the work and the leisure time. For most people today, the majority of our waking hours are spent at work. Usually, this work is what we do not even like but do to earn a living. We hardly have any leisure time. In the new world, the majority of our time will be devoted to leisure. You would be able to work about 4 hours per day and spend the rest of the time in leisure. Besides, those 4 hours per day will be spent doing the work that we like to do because we would choose our own professions based on our interests, not based on how much money that job pays us. Now let's come to spending leisure time. Currently, we are severely limited in what we can do with our leisure time. Assume you like to play golf and would love to play it every day, but what if you can't afford it? It does require a lot of money for a membership in the golf club and for each hour of play. Besides, the golf course itself may not be easily accessible. Maybe you have to spend 2 hours in traffic to get there. In the new world, everyone will be able to do whatever one wants. If golf is your interest, you would be able to play golf as much as you want. Since all the charges would already be included in your housing fees. Besides, a good transportation system will allow you to get to the golf course anytime with only a 15 to 20-minute travel time. Now let's know about housing and geographical location. Today, most of us live where we are living because we have a job there, or were born there, or have a house where we can live inexpensively. The majority of population today is not happy with the living conditions but is unable to relocate to a better location for many reasons: financial, social, legal, political, etc. In the new world, everyone would be able to choose between living in a city or out in the countryside. You would also be free to choose where you want to live because there will be no restrictions of movement across geographical boundaries. Housing will cost the same everywhere, and there will be no political restrictions. The wireless world will allow us to do most types of work from wherever we are, thereby eliminating geographical restrictions. Now let's know about the food in the new world. The food we eat today has very little life force in it. There are two main reasons for it. One, too much fertilization and chemicals used in the soil. Two, processing of food with preservatives and flavor enhancers. In the new world, our eating habits will be considerably different. Due to the changes in our physical bodies, we will be able to pull in a lot more life force, that is pranic energy, from the environment, and our need for food will be considerably less. Second, the food that we do eat will have much higher life force energy because it will be grown organically, as the soil would have been cleaned and restored to its original form. This will be achieved mainly using technologies that we receive from the other, other higher level civilizations that are helping us. Overall, there will be very little consumption of meat and animal products. Let's see the healthcare in the new world. Due to the changes in our physical bodies, physical diseases will be greatly reduced. There will be a holistic approach of the body, mind, spirit as a unit utilized in most healings. There will be more dependence on energy, light, and vibrational healing, and crystals will be utilized commonly. The use of mind technologies will be the primary mode of healing for all kinds of diseases. Now let's understand about the control over life and death. Currently, we have no control on our death. This creates a constant fear of death. In the new world, we will learn how to control the death process. Once we have learned that, we will no longer be afraid of death, knowing that we can live as long as we want to. Now, let's know about war and violence. War is caused by the desire or need to control. Since our society operates on fear and control, we are constantly faced with war and violence. In the new world, there will be no need for control since everyone will be operating from love. Hence, there will be no need for war and violence will be greatly reduced. Now, let's talk about religion and spirituality. All religions are man made. Religion acts as an intermediary between you and the higher power or God in whatever form you believe he or she or it exists. In the new world, the role of religion will be greatly reduced. Everyone will be able to connect directly to God. If you can go directly to the source, why do you need an agent? People will be spiritual but not necessarily religious. Let's talk about educational systems. Currently, our children are forced into educational systems and schools that were designed centuries ago. Every child is supposed to learn the same thing at the same pace. We make no allowance for the child's interest or ability and pace of learning. A similar situation exists for adults. Our universities define what we need to study, and often they also tell us what order we need to study things in. We do it mainly because we want that degree that we think is going to get us a good paying job. In the new world, each child will be able to study and develop at his own pace. And each adult will be able to study things that are of real interest to him, knowing that he can have as good a life by studying interesting things as he can by studying things that are not of interest to him. Now let's understand the monetary system and finance in the new world. Currently, there is a gross imbalance in the world when it comes to money. Some individuals, organizations, or countries have billions or trillions of dollars, while billions of people suffer from a lack of money for basic necessities. In the new world, there will be a single monetary unit around the world. Money as we know it today will no longer exist. There will just be all electronic transactions, and there will be total transparency in all transactions. Each person will have his or her bank account, but will be provided with a basic amount that covers all necessities such as housing, food, clothing, and personal expenses. Beyond that, each person can still earn more money from their jobs and other activities. There will be no banks operating in secrecy as we know them now. Banks will provide financing to industries and others as needed, but all information about every transaction will be available to anyone. This will prevent favoritism and the financing of badly planned projects. Financing will be available to everyone without discrimination. Let's know about environment now. Within the last century, we have really abused and degraded the Earth's environment. In most places today, the air we breathe is unhealthy, and the water is both scarce and polluted. And we continue to damage the environment even more each and every day. In the new world, the air will be clean all over the world, and the water will be pure. This will be the result of using the technologies provided by our friends from the other higher level civilizations. Let's know about politics and government now. Most politicians and governments around the world today are interested in serving the interests of their financial backers instead of the interests of the general public. In the new world, this will change since the politicians will have to operate in a totally transparent manner. If all financial dealings are exposed to everyone, there can be no corruption. The politician that serves the general public is the one that gets elected in elections that are totally open and fair and not subject to manipulation. Let's know about transportation systems in the new world. Almost everywhere in the world today, transportation is a problem. It is generally slow, expensive, crowded, causing too much pollution, etc. In the new world, the transportation systems will be designed in a way that makes them easily accessible, fast, and totally non polluting. The transportation systems will be available to everyone since the transportation fees will be part of the housing fee. Now that you have a glimpse of how good the new world is going to be, I'm sure you are wondering how we get this information. Let's find out. This is the end of this chapter. Thank you.